10-8 boxing. Yo, what's the deal? It's your boy Northern. I'm here with my man, Killer Time, Mr. Bustin' Pack yourself. What's good, my guy?
We busting packs this morning. East Oakland Boxing Association. We out here. Shout out to Amari Jones. He'd probably be coming to participate in the sparring event. Not participate, but just showing up. So we working. You know what it is.
I'm trying to pull up, man. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely want to pull up. I'm interested. You know what I mean?
Go over there. We got an amateur fight August 3rd too. We can bring the cameras and we can really get working.
I ain't mad at that. What's the word though, my guy?
What am I hating on?
I'm not gonna lie. See, this me and you're gonna totally differ in this opinion. I know you love Floyd Mayweather very passionately.
I just want to hear it.
I mean, listen, this is the thing. Floyd Mayweather finally responds to Bill Haney basically coming at him for the last, I don't know how many weeks. He responds. And this was his response. We're gonna play it real quick. It was on the It Is What It Is, it's called, I think.
Yes, sir.
It Is What It Is podcast.
These fighters are saying Floyd hating. Last time I checked, hating on what? On what? I'm just saying. I'm just for real. Hating on what? Okay, last time I checked, I still got all my buildings in New York City. I got over 100 cars paid for. I got 30 houses paid for. I own strip clubs, hookah lounges. I got champagne. I got vape pens. I got betting sites.
And of course, Floyd goes to the number one, his number one move, which is what? I got money. Why am I hating? So it is impossible to hate if you got money, apparently. I mean, that's pretty much what he's saying.
So I think he's saying, what time does he have to hate with all of this property?
I mean, that's not how it came off to me. It came off to me like, what am I hating on? I have all of this. Why would I hate on you? I have more than you. This is what Floyd does every time. And I'm a huge Floyd supporter, but I can't just sweep that under the rug. That's his number one move. That's his Patrick Ewing fadeaway, Michael Jordan fadeaway, LeBron James two-step to the lane, pull up. I mean, he always goes to that. And I get it. You got money, okay? People have been attacking you about the fact that you have money. And I feel like he went out his way to basically say, I'm not broke, guys. Look, everything that these guys are saying, or I'm not going through financial issues, he kind of used that platform to kind of address those things. Shout out to Ash. What's good? I mean, listen, as much respect I have Floyd as a fighter, he always reverts to the same thing. And to be honest with you, Floyd has been hating on a lot of different situations. I mean, and I'm not even talking about Devin, for instance. I've watched him hate on Canelo. Every time Canelo wins a big fight, I beat Canelo. It was easy work. Look, just talk about the fight. Nobody cares if you beat him 15 years ago. So to me, I feel like as a competitor, I think Floyd tends to hate on other people that have the spotlight now to where he once was. I don't believe Devin ever reached anything, but I don't think that he appreciated people calling Devin Haney Floyd Mayweather or the next. I don't think he really appreciated that. Especially with Devin not really.
I don't think he appreciated Devin saying that he whooped him in sparring. That's what I don't.
Oh no, 100%. But
I don't think they appreciated that.
He probably did, but he also Floyd likes the spotlight, bro. Like that's something.
Whoops.
Listen,
He probably whooped Floyd in sparring.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Floyd was pretty
No.
cold.
Have you ever seen Floyd, bro, spar? No. And that's the thing where it just sounds crazy. But I get it. You gotta promote to John, but there's ways to promote safely.
Floyd was talking about young fighters turning on him. He helps them with opportunities. He wasn't talking about Bill when he said that. Well, the Bill is the person attacking him, and he was referencing Bill speaking about the money and things of that nature. That's just the facts. I mean, if you guys don't want to see that, it is what it is. But Bill and Gervonta have been the most adamant in regards to young fighters turning their back on him. That's one person you're speaking about, and that's well, actually not one because somebody else just left his camp. But the main one is Gervonta Davis. I mean, listen, there's rumors of Gervonta sleeping with Yaya and clearly talking to Floyd, talking about he's going to knock him out when he sees him, pointing out the fact that he's been stuck in Dubai. If there's any particular individual, it is Gervonta. And Gervonta has, quote unquote, become the face of a lot of people of boxing, something Floyd highly touted in his time. And again, I don't know the Gervonta situation. I never really seen Floyd hate on Gervonta until I seen the post where he shitted on the fight, the Frank Martin fight, where he put out that the fight is canceled. That was hate. I mean, if Floyd doesn't want to admit that was hate, it is what it is.
He said, I thought he said, I hope this isn't true, but go ahead.
He's the only one that posted it. Nobody else posted it. Period. I mean, that was hate. Listen, I know you love the guy, but let's be real. There was no rumors. He made the rumor. That was clearly a slap in the face of Gervonta Davis. That's news. You can't say that was a hate, Troy. That wasn't hate. Was there any rumbling about the fight being canceled?
I mean, unless I heard it from PBC, the Premier Network itself, I really wasn't paying attention to that. That's just me. Because if I didn't hear it from one of those sources, like on Instagram, or not Instagram, when I go on a YouTube page,
he's the only
I didn't see that
report.
I get that. But I mean, it's just be fake beef to me. They always fake beefing every time.
I don't know.
He about to fight.
I think this is more serious than we lead to believe at this point. I think a lot of it was, in the beginning, was tit for tat shit. Now, if Floyd's jealous, I don't know. I don't know Floyd on a personal level. You know what I mean?
Gervonta was saying this deal might gonna be bigger than Floyd's.
But, I mean, it should be. It's 10 years later. I don't believe it will be because
I mean, you just open up the door for. This is the thing.
Sure.
I don't. When you open up the door for somebody, is that hating? I got bars. Listen, these bars is back. Bars been here. Listen, if I open up the door for you and let you walk in, and then you get to acting up, and I say, "Hey, bro, I opened the door for you. You got to chill out. The door was closed. I didn't hinder you, and I didn't put burdens on you that other men don't have on their hands. I opened the door and let you walk in. Now you have to show some respect." And then logically, when I see these guys saying things like one time, Ellie Setback asked you and Floyd, in your prime for prime, which Gervonta was like, "Man, I can't poop on Floyd. Like I can't ish on Floyd. I can't take a crap on his legacy. You know, Floyd too smart in there." When Earl Spence they were saying, "Man, I heard you beat up Floyd in sparring." Hey, listen, Floyd too smart in there. Like some of these things, logically, it would seem that Floyd doesn't. If you just keep it respectful, he'll work with you. But when in my eyes, I only see them beefing when Tank has a fight coming up. Other than that, I mean, it's just in me. If I have accrued the wealth and all the things that I have, and I'm PBC and Mayweather Promotions, I don't see it as hate, because anytime I mention your name, the world gonna be looking.
Yeah, but when you do something like that, that's not that.
It's all publicity.
Nah, that's not good publicity. I mean, the same way as Gervonta.
He said that with Ryan.
Ash, no, but that's completely different. Ash came out. Didn't Floyd do that after Tank spread? Yeah, I mean, people were, especially Bill Haney and Gervonta, were coming at him hard body. So I'm not saying that it's all on him. But I have seen Floyd hate. I've seen him hate on Canelo multiple times. You know, I'm just being honest.
How's the hating on Canelo saying he was easy work?
Bro, it had nothing to do with the fight, and he would just bring him up. I've seen it multiple times. That's just the facts. Listen,
I will say this though. I didn't mean to cut you off, sir.
Yeah.
I will say this. I've noticed that Floyd does, and this is a very small detail.
Okay.
Pause. Floyd doesn't really give game on boxing in the public, like technical boxing. Show me an interview where you see Floyd actually explaining how things work in a boxing ring.
Well, when he was criticizing Devin Haney, when he said that Devin,
that was different. That was a little different.
In what regard? How was it different?
Because he had already lost, and everybody was already saying that his jab beat. You know what I'm saying? When he fought Canelo, even at the end of Canelo's fight at the press conference, he would be sitting thinking. He reluctantly, he knew that after the Pacquiao fight, even the Pacquiao fight when he was getting his hair cut, he gave small details on things that Pacquiao do to be good. He just don't give up real game in boxing. He just really don't.
Yeah, but
so like every time somebody asks him, every time somebody asks him, he'll just be like, man, that guy was easy work, but he will never tell you why exactly. Because he could just talk about the fight. But when he talk about the fight, he gonna break down that fighter, and people be watching.
I watched him actually say this. He actually said this, and I took this. I thought it was really offensive what he said. He said, and it was a race thing with Canelo, and he said basically that he would rate Bud or whatever over him because you have to push your black fighters. And in my head, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you're the best, you're the best. It is what it is. And I felt like that was another shot.
Well, I see why he said that. I see why he said. I don't think that's
a good thing.
No, because I'm gonna say this, man. Every race of people, they got their own people and their own thing. He's saying he's gonna take the chance to push a man who looks like him out there because in America or United States, I should say, Bud doesn't have the following. Now, if Bud was with the zone in the UK or it was from the UK, Bud would want to be the biggest fighters ever with the same Bud. So when you go to Canelo, he has a whole country that is behind him and he could push. Who's pushing Bud? Name me a country that's pushing Bud. So in turn, Floyd would take the opportunity to say,
is the country pushing Gervonta? Like, no. I mean, let's be real.
No, but Floyd was pushing him and got him to where he at. He opened the door.
He definitely opened the door. That's a fact. Ashley says, bro, dude's been.
Who's opened the door for Bud? Who opened the door for Bud? Not Bob.
Bob did.
No, Bob didn't open the door for him. He didn't get him the Spence fight. When he asked for him, he had to leave Bob. And I was one of the first people to tell Bud to his face. This is back in 2014, 2016, 2015. I was telling Bud, hey, bro, once you sell out Omaha, it's time to leave Bob Arum. You have your own platform now. Everybody will come see you in Omaha. He didn't do it. He re-signed again. And then he had to leave him that last time. So now, and Bud and Bob Arum will tell you, we have a black rule over here at Top Rank. You take any man off the street, you show him a black man, you show him minimum boxing, he'll become a world champion. He said, have you seen some of these other guys? See those things that they have proven at Top Rank. So I have to ride with Floyd on that just for the simple fact that
I just feel like it's always against Canelo. Ash said, bro, dude's been paying homage to Floyd for years. He wants people to kiss his ass. I mean, I believe that too. Here we go with the racism thing. Young Mizzy says, I think people forget that Floyd doesn't owe anyone anything. If anything, he's the reason everyone want to keep their owe and make the most money like he did. That's actually not a positive thing. The whole old thing, because I think it definitely affected particularly the
listen, that's over with. Norbs. We back to the golden era. And listen, Tyson got a loss. Everybody got a loss, bro.
I'm talking about the fighters now. They're fighting. There's a lot, especially the black fighters, excuse me, are scared to risk their owe. The Mexicans,
because
the Latinos,
it's kind of because they got a. I'll tell you why, and this ain't got nothing to do with race. They scared to lose they owe because they're not trying to encompass the all-time great boxing style. They running with their daddies and these other guys who never coach nobody.
No, it is a race thing. Because
no. And listen, if you lose your O as a black fighter, you are damaged goods. You know why? Because your style is not Listen, I know you boxing, you do, but you got to be able to stop some guys. Sugar Ray Leonard, he lost his early against Roberto Duran. Was he still Sugar Ray? Yes, he was, because his style.
But there wasn't such an emphasis on Floyd. Put an emphasis on the clean record, the O, and I think a lot of fighters have done that, have really went with that, and it's not a good thing, and it's affected a lot of them. That's why you don't see a lot. I mean, and back to what you were saying, I wanted to talk about the Gervonta thing, where you were saying about the whole his deal being bigger than Floyd's. I don't see that happening simply because Gervonta is not fighting any of the names either. Like, Gervonta needs Ryan Garcia to get 1.2 million buys. He's probably going to get the Ryan Garcia fight.
I think if we see Ryan fight Tio, we can get a big pay. We can get a I think Tio is another one that could get. Tio could give him a huge pay-per-view.
Tio could get Gervonta because he's fighting a big fighter, but Gervonta tends to avoid the big fighters. That's a fact. I mean, I'm been in that division for how long? You haven't fought Lomachenko.
I'm gonna say
he actually posted Lomachenko's next, then deleted the tweet. That's crazy.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah,
a lot of people wanted Floyd to fight. A lot of people he fought late, a little earlier, but Floyd would have beat them guys and then would have had nobody to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, I'm looking at Floyd's career and how the PBC is ran. Like, listen, if Lomachenko already trying to cop out the fight, well, I don't see. No, we see it now because we got two right fighters and we want to see what y'all look like when you right. We don't want to see you right and then come in there with a green guy as a Gervonta Davis, because he was green early. He was still green, even though Floyd threw him in there.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you're almost 29. I think he's like about to be 29. And if
what that mean?
I'm just saying, if he wants to make those fights happen, because remember, he's the one that came out and said that he doesn't want to fight much longer. If he wants to make that type of money, that's the reason he's over here saying, "Yo, I want a rematch with Ryan Garcia." He understands the value of that fight.
No, that's a big fight.
100%
with anybody.
And to be honest with you, he kind of disposed of Ryan easily the first time. Ryan's popularity and the way he manufactures a narrative online was getting him the rematch. But everybody wants to see him fight Shakur. Everybody wants to see him fight the Teofimo. Everybody, it's not like there's
I will see him. We will see Gervonta clear out the 35-pound division, and Shakur will be the last. Well, I mean, because they can't make weight. That's why they left.
Teofimo wanted the fight. He didn't want the fight.
Listen, they can't make weight. Stay on that 135. There ain't no excuses with me over here. And no weight.
The fight could have been made. You have never.
I ain't gotta take no offers. I ain't gotta take your offer, bro. I'm the money man. I don't have to take your offer. Like, where am I? Where does it say? I'm trying to find where it say I gotta take your offer. Somewhere in the world.
It also speaks to the fact that he won't be a Hall of Famer based upon.
All he got to do is become undisputed, and it don't matter who he fight to do.
You got to fight Shakur to be undisputed. Is he going to fight
Shakur? Yes, he will.
When?
Look, come on, bro.
30?
Come on, bro. How old is Shakur?
26.
All right, then. So it only benefits Shakur because it doesn't benefit Gervonta. Hold on. It doesn't.
He was there.
Listen, it doesn't benefit. Listen, it doesn't benefit. It doesn't benefit.
Money's not a benefit?
No. It doesn't benefit Gervonta to wait to fight Shakur because they're both getting older and Gervonta's older. So he's going to fight him, and it doesn't benefit him from waiting because Shakur is only going to get better and Gervonta's only going to get older.
He has one belt that was handed to him. He didn't even win the belt.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, bro, he's gonna fight the rest of the guys at 35. No, but he will be.
Okay.
He's gonna fight the rest of the guys at 35, and eventually Shakur is gonna be the hardest test. Technically, he's gonna win, and maybe he's gonna win in a majority decision against Shakur.
I don't see him beating Shakur in a decision. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think
it's gonna be it.
I don't think he beats him in a decision.
It don't have to be active. It's about punches landed, not punches thrown. Anybody with a 93% knockout ratio, if you look over the history of boxing, they never threw a lot of punches. When did George Foreman throw a lot of punches? When did Julian Jackson throw a lot of punches?
He
When
doesn't.
did
He's not
Gerald
active. He
McClellan?
sits on
Gerald
punches.
McClellan. He never
You are
threw a lot
not
of
going to
punches.
beat Shakur Stevenson by holding on to one punch around.
Shakur Stevenson's going to have to, it doesn't matter what Gervonta does in the ring. He's going to have to take chances. He can't sit on, they both left-handed. They both got jabs. He's going to have to take chances, and that's where the fight is going to be on pins and needles with Shakur. And even if Gervonta comes forward, he can't do that. And if Shakur, what is Shakur going to do to keep him off? He doesn't have great head movement at this point in his career. He used to have that Refrito Benitez head movement, but now Shakur just he goes straight back in a straight line, and against another left-hander, that's a disaster.
Ashley said, I don't think Tank is ducking Shakur. He knows he won't make money fighting him. He'll make more money fighting him than he will Frank Martin.
No, he won't, because it's an in-house fight in PBC.
You don't think more people would want to see?
Listen, if Shakur is an independent contractor, yes. If he's with Top Rank, no.
He's not with Top Rank. He's a free agent after the next fight.
Well, then they'll go to the books. See, this is where it gets technical. They'll go to the books.
You don't think?
Then they'll say, we can listen. I'll say it again, Norbs. They'll go to the books and they'll say, we can only Norbs.
You don't think that more people will buy pay-per-view to watch Shakur versus him versus Gervonta than Tank Davis and Frank Martin? Come on.
Listen, you gotta listen to what I'm saying, not what's going on. I'm saying what you're saying is absolutely true. Mm-hmm. They will buy more pay-per-views. But the fact that it's an in-house fight with PBC, they're going to boost Frank Martin so he can have his own revenue on the outside market. But if he was to fight a Shakur Stevenson on pay-per-view as an independent Shakur doing his own thing, yes, he will make more money because everybody wants to see that. It's like saying that this is where I was saying about Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford had more accolades, but then since PBC was fighting all the in-house fighters and boosting Errol Spence up, then when it came to him getting bud, they were like, well, your seats ain't PBC. We put them in the seats. We don't care about your accolade. See, that it boxing used to be
business. I get it. I mean,
no, but that's what I'm saying about Frank Martin. They're going to boost that up. But then if once Shakur becomes independent, and now, like I said, like that's why I asked, once he becomes independent, no, it's in a pay-per-view against Gervonta Davis is going to be the most. And that's why Shakur they're done with Bob Arum, and he's going to be doing it. He should just go with PBC and get to scraps.
Honestly, listen, I'm going to be real with you. If I'm Shakur Stevenson, there's no need to sign with anybody particularly. I would do the Canelo route. I would sign 1 or 2 fight deals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would sign a big deal with. And I think that was a huge mistake. I agree with you what Terrence Crawford did, but it doesn't change the fact that Shakur would be a bigger fight than Frank Martin by far.
No, that's a bigger fight due to
Natty Turner said, did Norb see Shakur's last 2 fights against punchers? Yes, I'm not saying that Gervonta's not a bigger puncher, whatnot, but Gervonta tends to be a little less active, and with a guy like Shakur,
doesn't matter.
Feels rounds. That decision will be very hard for him to win against a guy like Shakur if he's not active. He has to be more active against Shakur.
He will. It's just boxing. It's like
Shakur's not making a decision about re-signing. I don't think Shakur, and this is just me personally. Let's talk about Shakur's contract. If I'm Shakur Stevenson, and this is just real shit, you don't sign a long-term deal. You're in position where you have a name right now, where you have leverage. You guys like Eddie Hearn, other individuals, especially Eddie Hearn, just witnessing what happened to Devin Haney. He needs another guy that he can build up behind because Devin Haney's damaged goods. He knows that stuff. He knows what it is. Shakur is undefeated. He's a great fighter. He's a silver medalist. He has a lot of big fights ahead of him. Whether it's Teofimo, whether it's Gervonta, whether it's Matisse, who he said, whether it's Isaac Pitbull Cruz. These are all fights that can be made. He has a lot of leverage at this point. For Shakur to go and sign a long-term deal again with Top Rank, who has not gotten him one big fight, would be absolutely stupid, knowing that his mentor, Bud Crawford, got his biggest fight at the age of 35 after being years with Top Rank. So it would be really stupid of Shakur. And Shakur has a bigger name than Bud had at this age. And what he needs to do is leverage that. So I would not. I would kind of take a phone call from a guy like Canelo Alvarez, and I'd be like, hey Canelo, what do I need to do? What have you done that has gotten you where you're at in regards to negotiating? And that's kind of where I would go with it.
Yes, sir.
To be honest with you.
You are absolutely correct, sir.
Ashley says, I feel like Tank versus Martin is going to do numbers because of the undercard. I could be wrong. I mean, I agree. They got Benavidez on the card. I don't think it's going to do 1 million buys. And this is crazy. If it doesn't do 1 million buys with him and Benavidez on the card, it's going to kind of show you also Benavidez' value. People may not agree.
That
is going to show you Benavidez' value. And it might justify a lot of what Canelo's saying out there. He's like, yo, the risk is not as great as the reward. This guy doesn't bring as much to the table. So with both of them on the card, it's kind of telling, to be honest with you, to have Gervonta and Benavidez on the card. They're kind of they're trying to bring up Benavidez.
No, they are. And this is what Floyd did for
Gervonta. Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Top rank did a horrible job, Stevenson, but Jay Prince might keep him there. That would not be the best decision for Shakur, and that's just being completely honest. Jesse Carl says Top Rank is good for building you up, but when it comes to getting their fighters, the big fights, they shit the bed. I mean, a lot of the big fighters were signing to PBC, right? At the time where Top Rank had Buck Crawford, he couldn't get nobody. Errol Spence was selling out like Dallas Stadium. Bud wasn't. So you got to take all that into account.
Consideration.
Yes, into consideration right now. When it comes to Shakur, I wouldn't sign back with Top Rank. And if I would sign back with Top Rank, it would have to be a 2-fight situation. And I would have to list my opponents. He's not going to – this is the thing that I believe. He's not going to get the fight with Gervonta if he signs with Top Rank. Apparently, Gervonta hates Eddie Hearn. He doesn't want to deal with Eddie Hearn. So if that's the fight you want, you got to figure it out. Who has the relationship?
You gotta sign that. You gotta sign that.
You already seen it. He called Eddie Hearn. What did he call Eddie Hearn? A snake in a suit. Yep. So right now, if that's the fight that you want, you can't sign with he's a serpent. You can't sign with PBC. I think that's what. No, he works with the Zone. You can't sign with Eddie Hearn, right? You can't do anything with the Zone, whatever, because that's who he works with. So he has to kind of figure that out. But I think Eddie Hearn has Isaac Pitbull Cruz, right?
He does.
Yeah, I want to say he
got
has
Deontay Wilder. He got
Deontay Wilder. Yeah, he does. But I'm talking about at 135. And then Top Rank has Teofimo. So are they going to promise him a Teofimo fight? So he's got a lot of things to kind of think about right now. Can he get the Teofimo fight? Can he get PBC to sign Matisse? He can get Matisse and Isaac Pitbull Cruz, but you're not going to get Gervonta.
PBC signed Matisse?
Yeah, they signed Eddie Hearn signed Matisse. Yep. Eddie Hearn signed him. If I'm not mistaken, he did sign him. But he has to weigh that right now. What is the fight that he wants most in order to sign it? And I think that's
people starting to get it now, because now they starting to get you can be your own man and work with another company. Because remember, Floyd was working with Golden Boy for years.
Yeah.
So now it's like
Remember, he was
so now. Yeah, but when he was doing his own thing, he was still working with Golden Boy.
Yeah, Golden Boy had the fighters.
They was helping. Yeah, they had all the fighters. So like that's what they doing now. They understand that like PBC is more like a network, and they do TV deals, and then that way they can have somewhere to fight on, and then it's up to them to get a promoter or promote themselves.
Yeah, I mean, and I've been seeing the stuff that's going on with Al Heyman. Apparently, they're going out of business.
They've been saying that since it started.
They're saying that, bro. I just read some shit about them. It's like they've had 13 different deals in 13 years, and none of them have turned a profit apparently. And they're looking bad. So he has to really be particular with the situation. I keep mixing up freaking PBC with Eddie Hearn, but Eddie Hearn works with the Zone. But PBC is Al Heyman. So Al Heyman, sorry about that, is the one that's been I mean, he's looking pretty bad right now. But I know he called
he's looking. Nobody's ever seen him. Nobody even sees him.
I've seen pictures of him. He looks crazy. Like he looks.
No, I'm just saying, like he don't even be in the public. Like they be saying he is going down for years. I just can't believe it anymore. They done threw some of the biggest fights.
No, 100%. But apparently they say that Al Heyman and them are really, they're really losing a lot of money. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, Amazon was who who was working with him. And this is the matter of fact, the Javante and the Benavidez fight that's coming up is Amazon's last fight working with Al Heyman. That was announced. So and they said regardless of the numbers, they're not working with Al Heyman. And that's what I read recently. I don't know how true that is, but that's what was put out there.
Maybe it was a small deal to see how it will work over there.
I mean, listen, they're gonna they're gonna work with somebody, and Amazon has a lot of money, so we're definitely gonna see. But I mean, Shakur has to consider everything. There's a lot of things to consider at this point. What fight means the most to him? What fight? What's the possibilities of this fight? And I don't know. The fight he wants is Javante. And I think whoever signs him for a short-term deal is going to have to guarantee him the opportunity to fight Javante. I think that's where it's going to do. But at the same time, July 6th, when he fights, he has to go out there and get crazy. Like, he has to dominate his opponent to a point where people are going to start calling for that fight, because there are people that want to see the fight, but not enough.
Yeah, you talking about Shakur got to dominate?
Yeah, Shakur has to have a really impressive outing.
He got to start knocking. He got to start stopping guys.
We're going to see. Let's move forward. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia keeps getting crazier and crazier. Ryan Garcia puts out, and this is crazy, and I called you the other night, and I was like, this is crazy. We spoke about this about a month and a half ago, about the Regis prograis situation, to where he showed up 164 pounds, I think it was like 10 or 12 pounds above the limit of the fight, and nobody shed a tear. So Ryan Garcia came out and called him the weight bully and a cheat. And it comes, and some people are like, oh, it's fake news. Ryan Garcia posted it. And it's not fake news, because he did go over the weight limit against Regis prograis, but nobody cared. He even said it himself. He was at 165 pounds. And nobody blinked, nobody batted an eye, nobody said anything. He's absolutely right. But that drama continues to build and build. And the more I see it, the more I feel like Devin Haney may be out. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do at this point, but he really.
That's what I'm trying to listen, bro. It just gets worse. I didn't mean to cut you off. Every time I'm on Twitter and something comes out, Victor Conti is talking for this man. Like, every time, bro. And then I was like, let me see what people saying in the comments. I go to the comments, and they were saying the same thing I was thinking, like, or knowing, like, Victor, you got to be quiet. Like, why are you? It's just it makes people believe Ryan more, because it's like,
I agree.
If you have nothing to do with it, it's like, bro, just shut up and let the facts be the facts. You explaining every single detail of the fight. I'm like, bro, of the drug test, everything. Yeah. Like, bro, go have a seat, bro.
I'm just like, dude, I just want to. It's May 30th. They said the results came out May 22nd. The fight happened April 20th on 4/20. Why is there not? Why hasn't a decision been made on the situation? It's just ridiculous. More and more keeps coming out. Ashley's review says, okay, so I love some Ryan. Do you think they should do a hair follicle test? Because I refuse.
They already did it. I was saying that weeks ago.
He did it.
They already did hair and blood.
He did it independently. Ash, this is the thing.
He did a third party, just like Vada's a third party.
Yeah, but you don't let your own test your own. That's just not how it works.
Vada. Well, that's the case. Then
Vada is hired. No. Vada is hired, and they all agree by the New York State Athletic Commission. It's a third party because they're supposed to be nonpartisan. You're hiring somebody to test your hair follicles. Now, this is the thing with hair follicles.
Yeah.
There's certain things that you can do to take whatever toxins or whatever the hell is in the hair.
There's nothing you could do with piss.
Not at the moment, no. I mean, you can
at the lab when you're not watching it.
If you know what you're doing, like what's funny? I just took a piss test yesterday.
I know, and they put it up. Hello, Norris didn't kick me off.
I don't know what happened to this guy. Oops, sorry about that. So Ash, so you ever like when somebody smokes bud or some shit, you can take the drink to clear out your piss, or you can there's like a wash that you can do with your hair. Now again, he hired an independent person in order to do whatever. Now the reason he did get caught, Ash, is because people keep saying, "Oh, it was a eighth of a gram or whatever the hell." So when you're doing a cycle, right? When you're doing a cycle, what ends up happening is you can continue to dose and muffle. You can continue to dose and whatever, and it won't come up on your test. A lot of athletes do that, not just Ryan Garcia. There's a lot of guys in the NFL, the NBA that do it. It's called cycles. And then, but the difference is in the NFL, you don't have to cut weight. So, but what basically happened with Ryan is some of that stuff gets stuck in your fatty cells. So when he ended up urinating, that's why it came up positive. I mean, if he didn't have to cut weight the way he did, if he didn't have to do so drastically, he might have got away with it. And that's what they're claiming at this point.
First of all, they found
it's in his system. We know he took it.
They found the billion of a gram, and they had no performance-enhancing effects. And I wanted to see a billionth of a gram has
nobody takes up. Let me ask you a question. This makes absolute. This is
that's the point. It's not my argument. See, this is the thing. You keep saying that my argument.
A billionth of a gram.
Nobody takes a billionth of a gram if it's trace minerals from some supplements. That's what I'm saying. Nobody takes a billionth of a gram of anything.
And that's my point.
And that's the point where it could be trace minerals. Everybody's saying it got trapped in him because that's the explanation Victor Conti gave.
That's
once again
scientific explanation. It's not
no. That's what Victor Conti gave.
No, other people have said it. There's other doctors that have said it.
Yeah, no, they said it after Victor Conti.
Bro,
I haven't seen another doctor say it.
That's a fact. When you do cycles, that's what happens. That's pretty much what it is. As long as you keep them at a certain level, you can get away with the shit. It won't pop up on you. It won't pop up in your piss. People do this professionally all the time. There's more people in boxing that do this. There's a bunch of athletes have done this in other sports. It happens. The way you test positive when you do stuff extreme.
I'm not saying what people did. I said, I'm asking what's the dosage in the second sample? No news has came out about it.
It's the same from the first. There's no difference of the test. The only thing that they weren't able to confirm was the anabolic steroid. Regardless of if
that's the part that just killed. Where does that come from? How do you say I'm on something and then now I'm not on it? Like, where does that come from? So he had Nandrolone was up in his system, but then the fatty cells let just a little bit out to where it kind of looked like he was on Nandrolone, but then now they retested and saying he wasn't. Bro, get me out of here.
Listen, he cheated. Let's be real. We all know he cheated.
I don't know nothing because I don't speculate.
Bro, stuff doesn't just pop up in your system. I just took a piss test. What they were looking for, it wasn't going to pop up because I don't do it. If listen, guys, stuff doesn't just pop up in your system. Now, if you want to say Victor Conti flip the lid and put some shit in there, which is your argument, it's absolutely ridiculous. But
I don't see why it's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I don't listen. It's ridiculous that Ryan Garcia, a known puncher, is going to take Ostarine for Devin Haney, who's a pillow puncher. Hey, that's obvious. That's obvious. He was scared of Devin Haney's pillow fists. No. So he's just going to take Ostarine, which is what
Ostarine does. It allows you.
No. I know what it. Listen, bro. I know what Ostarine does. It ends in INE, so that means it's a nitrogenous compound and a synthetic amino acid. Because all amino acids, 90% of them end in INE, like arginine, glutamine, creatine. Alkaline.
If you're with my coach, so you're basically saying that so when you take a piss test, let me just break this down. And this is exactly how it went down.
It just makes sense. It makes sense. I know she would do sense.
This is what Troy said.
No, you don't want it to make sense.
No, this is what
Troy don't want it
to. When Ryan went and took his A sample and his B sample, it's not separate. You piss in a cup like this, right? Something like this. This is actually when you take a piss in. they watch you take a piss when you're an athlete. Once they do that, they take your piss, pour some in the A, in one vessel, pour some in the B. Then they take a strip. They say initial this. This is a fact.
He got tested
Can
before
I finish?
and after.
Yes, he got tested 2 days. So
Yeah,
when you get
samples.
that's 4 samples. That's 4 samples. You get the 18th and then you get the 18th and the 19th and the day of the fight. So when you get it, you go and Mr. Ryan Garcia sees him, pour it in there. He says, okay, sign your name here, initial here, and then they seal the A sample. Then they do the same thing with the B sample, and then they seal the B sample. Then the only reason they take 2 is because they go to 2 different facilities. This one goes to this facility to test it, and this one goes to the other one to test it.
What other one? 2
different facilities. It doesn't go to the same facility. Now, what happens is they test it. It takes a few days to come back. Mine actually took 3 days.
It took a few days. It was 2 weeks after the fight.
No, it was not 2 weeks after the fight. It was literally a half week after the fight. The fight happened on Saturday. The results came back on that Tuesday. That's when they announced it. It was not 2 weeks later.
I don't recall that.
It came back. It came back a little late, but
I vaguely remember. No, I don't vaguely remember. I sharply remember them saying that the test came back way later.
It wasn't 2 weeks. It was literally the week. The weekend it happened Saturday, and they came back. I think that Tuesday and Wednesday is when Dan Raphael put it out. That's what happened. Now, regardless of whatnot, that's how it's administered. Still didn't have to do with the defense getting caught with the same level. I get that, and Jesse, I'm with you. I think Ryan would have won regardless of the situation. But the fact of the matter is, it's in his system, and it's up to him to prove right now how he got into a system or whatever he was taking at that point. So what happens is they take everything that he was taking, and now they examine it. And that's how they determine if it was accidentally ingested. That's how it works. Now, again, I don't think Ryan is going to get a severe suspension. And we agree with this, Troy.
Hey, how many days did you say it was?
I think it was like from Saturday to Wednesday. I think it was out.
How many days is that? That's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's 4 days.
It takes about 3 days.
That's a cap because I just looked it up. Although the results didn't come back until 10 days after the bout.
They did not come back 10 days later.
Yes, it did because they complained about it, bro. They literally complained about it.
It was not 10 days.
Yeah, say it right here, bro. They complained about it. I looked it up. When was Ryan's test positive for Ostarine? It says Garcia tested positive for Ostarine in urine samples provided to the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, which Haney Garcia contracted to oversee testing for the fight on April 19th and April 20th. It says, although the results didn't come back until 10 days after the bout. That's what I'm saying.
I remember coming back that same week.
No, it didn't.
Regardless, it came back positive, and now thank you, positive vibes. Now he has to prove whatever. I don't think he's going to get suspended regardless. Well, he will get suspended, but it's not going to be nothing major because he's just worth too much.
He's going to get suspended because it's taking too long.
No, he's going to. I mean, the reason it's taking so long is they have to come up with some bullshit excuse.
They're trying to come up with why excuse why he was positive.
No, they already got. He's the one that has to determine why he's not positive. Why you're positive? It's not them. The test says it's positive. What were you taking? That's how it works, bro. Doesn't work that way.
When they test them samples and they test everything, and then he get up there, it's gonna come out, and then it's gonna look crazy.
Bro, it's first of all, it's not.
Hey, listen, his brother even said his brother was even talking about Devin Haney's brother was even talking about he gonna test for positive after he pray. Hey, bro, stop that cat.
He did say that. He definitely did.
Yeah, Allah told me, he was a man, stop the cat. That's cat.
Listen, end of the day is this. We could debate this. I don't believe that Victor Conte opened up the samples and decided to put an eighth of or whatever in there. That's not what happened. That's just being honest. But I believe he's going to get suspended, but it's not
going to be for Devin Haney.
He's not going to. I mean, it's not necessarily for Devin Haney. It also helps you recover. I mean, remember he had a rib injury. There's a lot of things that you're dealing with in camp, and maybe he decided.
No, it just helps you build muscle, blood, and lose fat. It's just an amino acid that helps you absorb more protein, bro. That's all it is. It's a synthetic drug that helps you get more muscles, and that's it. And muscles weigh more than fat. So if anything, it was going to put more weight on him.
Regardless, he has to now explain why it was in the system, which he doesn't have an explanation. But I don't believe he's going to be suspended.
How do you have an explanation for something that you don't even be taking? That's like if I go do something and they be like, "Hey, blood, we found elevated
you have to have an explanation.
Levels,"
it
and
got there somehow.
I'm gonna be like, my elevated testosterone levels is due to me being on a vegan diet, and I'm just elevated. So when somebody said like, when it first came out, he was like, "Bro, I don't even know what ostarine is." Like, man, bro, Ryan Garcia,
absolute BS. But anyways, Haney and his team, that's bullshit.
I don't know how that's
bullshit.
Listen, I don't know how you're saying.
Stop.
Listen, bro, cannot talk? How do you know that's a fact that you know that Ryan Garcia absolutely without a reasonable doubt knows what ostarine is? That's what you're saying, bro. And that's what seems so crazy to me.
So you basically said,
I'm saying, how do I know what this man knows? I'm not in his brain, bro. I'm not in that world.
For argument's sake, he didn't take it. Victor Conti, I'm just going to go with Troy said. He didn't take it. Victor
no,
Conti
I'm saying it's a scenario.
No. Listen, you're right. Victor Conti doped it. Please, everybody.
How do we know Victor Conti? Anybody? How do we know Victor Conti?
How do we know Ryan
Anybody
Garcia?
On here? No. We know Ryan Garcia because he was a touted amateur. He won 16 national championships. He had 1 million Instagram followers.
Victor Conti should be locked up right now for doping.
No. See, here you go.
For messing with the sample. Listen, I'm with you.
Never get to the facts.
Ryan Garcia was cheated on by Victor Conti. Victor Conti opened the sample.
How do we know Victor?
Listen, I'm with you. He threw it.
No. Can you ask me how do we know Victor? Yes. How we know Victor?
No. Regardless, how do we know everybody?
No. How do we know Victor?
From the Balco scam, yes.
So what? He was already scamming.
Guilty. I look. We're with you. I'm guilty.
All right.
This is the stupidest fucking argument I've ever heard in my life.
No. We're arguing about a man who's known for scamming in federal court, and you saying that's a stupid argument. I'm through. You got it.
Basically, what you're saying.
You got it.
Listen, guys. This is what Troy said. They knew.
No. A man who's known for scamming.
I'll let you
argue.
This is what he said. The man that was responsible for Balco knew that Ryan Garcia was going to destroy Devin Haney, and he needed an excuse. So the night before the fight and the night of the fight, Victor Conti broke into the offices of VADA. Okay. No, he didn't break in. I'm sorry, Troy. You're right. He didn't. He had the key. He opened the door, popped open the samples, put ostarine in there, sealed it, and said, "We got this fight. We're going to get a no contest." That is what happened. Troy, this is what Troy said. That's what happened. So let's move forward. Anyways, this topic was actually supposed to be about Devin Haney being called out for weight bullying, which is 100% true. That was the whole topic of the situation. Regis prograis faced it. He's faced it. And Ryan Garcia said ever since he's been 135, that's what he's been doing. Wildcat, what's up? So that's what that was. But everybody, we need Victor Conti to get locked up for breaking into Ryan Garcia's samples. That's what we're going to do from here on out. We're going to come out with a pound sign, lock up Victor. I can't hear you.
I had on mute because I wanted to okay. I'm actually talking on Instagram asking anybody and everybody, how do we know Victor? How do we get it's like get introduced to me. When I got introduced to Deontay Wilder, he was the bronze bomber. He was knocking people out. When I got introduced to any and everybody, your first impression is the most important impression. We got to know Victor because he was scamming. That's what Norb said.
What did I say?
That you got to know Victor through scamming. So it's not gonna adhere to me that he wasn't. Listen, once you cheat on your wife, you've ruined it.
That is definitely something that's gonna hold up in court. I'm with you. So, right, I mean, I don't even know why we're even going back and forth about court with Ryan Garcia. All he has to say is, look, Victor was a part of the Balco scandal. I could have never done this. It's impossible. You got it. It's an amazing argument in court. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm with you. Like, listen, Victor Conti, you screwed yourself. But regardless, I believe that he's going to get suspended, but it's not going to be nothing serious because he's worth too much to the sport. That's just it. If not, he's just going to fight amateur fights just like Floyd is doing in Japan and making money because he has a name. Boxing is not going to lose this individual over Devin Haney's test. And that's why Devin Haney and Ryan go back and forth. I'm sorry?
You don't have to fight exhibitions. All he got to do is find a commission of sanctioning. He could fight.
They usually stick together. He's going to have to go out the country to do that. They usually stick together.
That's fine.
I mean, it is what we're going to see what happens.
Bread to do it. It's not like you don't got it.
At the end of the day, Ryan Garcia has opened up a can of worms for Devin Haney as well, because I feel like people are going to be now more mindful of the weight gain situations where boxers are going in 20 pounds over. This may affect more than just Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney. It might affect David Benavidez, who's someone also who goes over the weight limit by percentage. I mean, maybe it's a positive thing, but Ryan Garcia definitely has put out a bunch of stuff, and it's become like a tit for tat situation.
You can't beat him with the media, bro. Like this is what people don't understand. You're not gonna be able to out media him because he has his own media platform on every platform. He got 1 million. Listen, bro, just count up all his followers on all those platforms. That's his own conglomerate. Any narrative he puts out or anything he says is automatically gonna have pop culture traction. You can't beat him. So he's really showing you he don't need the system. He got his own system. And it's just only gonna affect people who don't have a following that Ryan has. You're not gonna hurt Ryan. So that's what I'm telling you.
No, I mean, listen, Ryan has a lot of people fooled in a situation, and they're gonna ride with him regardless. Regardless of what they could have had a needle stuck in his ass, people would be saying, nah, man, Victor Conti put it there. Listen, all I'm saying is this. The shit is getting crazy online. I don't believe, and I'm just gonna end it like this. Everything that Devin is doing is not gonna help him in his next fight. Period. One, now they're shedding light on your weight issues. If I'm walking into that ring, I'm making sure, you're not going 10 pounds over where you're supposed to. I just believe that Devin Haney is a broken man at this point, and I think Bill Haney going back and forth with Ryan Garcia is making it worse, but they want to overturn that L. I do believe it's going to be a no contest. I do believe they're going to rule.
How you want to overturn the L, but you don't want the rematch? Just get the
I don't want that spot. I don't think they believe they can win, Troy. I don't think they believe they can win.
And that's why this is why a drug scandal is even more sensational. Like my man Future say, sensational. It's even more sensational because everybody knows you get the rematch. Margarito had plaster Paris in his gloves. Cotto busted his pack, finished him. Now, Devin Haney, you look crazy, Haney. You look just crazy. The whole thing just looks crazy because you could just get the rematch ASAP.
He's not going to do it.
Because he don't want his pack busted. He don't want to be ruined again. Even worse.
Listen, Ryan beats him the same way, I believe, right? It almost justifies it, and it makes him look crazy. Like he's talking, and I'm with you on this 100%. He's talking like, I'm not giving him the fight, as if he's the bigger fighter. Bro, you're the one that's going to gain more in this situation than Ryan. If he beats you, if you beat him, you prove that he was on something, because now they're going to be stricter tests. They're going to be watching you from day one. You know what I'm saying? You prove that he needed it to win. So it's like, and you get a bigger bag. So I don't understand why Devin doesn't want the rematch.
I needed to take. I'm gonna go back to say it again. I just had to take Osterring for Devin Haney, who was a knockout artist. I had to, because I didn't get caught on Osterring versus Tank. I got caught on it versus Devin, who's a pillow fist guy. Come on, man. Like, that's crazy.
Nah, he's going to get a no contest. He's definitely going to no contest. He said, ain't no contest. The boxing truth always comes out. He's not going to get the rematch. He's going to take the no contest and never fight Ryan Garcia.
It's not going to get overturned to a no contest.
It's not going to get overturned to a law.
It's not going to get overturned to nothing. Let me know where that happened at in boxing before.
I've seen no contest. A lot of people have no contest.
They turned it over for a drug test.
I would have to look it up. But
Did Margarito
wasn't a drug test.
after he got caught cheating against Cotto, did he get overturned? No, he got his rematch, but none of that. No, bro.
I don't know. I gotta look that up. I think it was a no contest because they proved it. He went to court for it.
No, he took a suspension.
No, but they made it to a no contest because he got caught with the
Yeah, you're gonna have to look that up because I don't ever remember. I didn't ever see where they took that off Cotto's
I've seen
record.
a bunch of no contests before. Like a lot of people have.
All you got to do is go to BoxRec, look up Cotto's record, and see if he got a loss with Margarito.
It would be a no contest. Wouldn't say a loss or a win. Let me see. But I remember them fighting it and them winning in court. Because of the tainted gloves. See, it says loss here, but I know he fought it and he won it
because they didn't overturn it.
There's a bunch of no contests.
BoxRec is official. They're not gonna overturn anything, bro. It's not how boxing works. And when people realize, people have no contest because this is something that happened during a fight.
That happened during the
disqualification during a fight to where the referee was like, I'm gonna stop the fight and it's over. It's gonna be ruled no contest right now. Once the fight has happened and it's finalized, ain't no overturning anything. That's why I'm asking that question. Those things don't happen like that in boxing, bro. Margarito,
there's a bunch of them.
Margarito and Cotto is a prime example that he literally got caught cheating and it didn't get overturned. Some people have died for getting caught cheating and they just got a lifetime ban. Remember the Panamanian dude? Once he killed dude, it was over. He got a lifetime ban. Like, that's just what it is.
I think they're gonna go for no contest. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they're gonna overturn the win.
They're not.
They're not even asking for no contest. They want to overcome.
Listen, the New York State Athletic Commission is not doing that because in their rules they didn't test anything, so they're not gonna overturn a whole fight to a no contest or none of that. Like, that's not happening, bro. I don't know why people keep just saying that. Like, show me when that's happened, and then I'll go with it. That don't happen like that. Nobody's gonna name it. I could go talk about it on my cast. Nobody's gonna name it. That's not how boxing works.
Camacho fight versus Paul Hogan. One of them fights, Camacho got a no contest. There's a lot of no contests. What is a no contest? Please?
Yeah, it happened during the fight. The fight didn't
after the fight. They investigated.
What happened?
I forgot what it was exactly, but it became a no contest.
What happened?
I don't know. I forgot exactly. I was young when that shit happened, but it was a no contest.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
I'm gonna look it up because I don't see any fights.
There's a lot of fights that have no contest.
I know it's a lot of fights that are no contest.
It doesn't happen during the fight.
Draws, losses, no contest is usually when it's anything before 4 rounds.
No, it's not. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like that.
What? You're telling a professional boxer how this is where it
didn't happen during the fight. I'm telling you, it didn't happen.
I'm telling you where a no contest happened.
No, it didn't happen during the fight. It happened weeks after the fight. They turned it over to a no contest. I forgot the reason why. I don't remember the reason why.
You gotta find that. We need
to look up his record. Look at Camacho. It didn't happen during the fight.
I'm gonna look it up because I'm gonna need all the facts, and I'm gonna come back with the facts. Because usually a no contest means you didn't go past 4 rounds. A cut or something happened that could be ruled a no contest because we didn't pass the 4-round threshold for it to be considered an actual sanctioned event, because anything under 4 rounds is not a fight. That's still in the amateurs.
Headbutt, illegal strike, no dead.
Yeah.
Strikes, interference to referee, other accident injury, positive drug test or dishonest behavior. On both participants, issue with the ring makes it possible. It's a bunch of different stuff, but it doesn't happen during the fight. It happens after the investigation. Traditionally, no contest boxing.
Yeah, and they're not going to investigate Ryan Garcia and say we're going to overturn this fight no matter what Devin and them do. I think it's just not a thing.
Well, it can't happen. Drug test and a no contest ruling after the fact. When betting on a fight or other sport, this is what 90% of the time, because it takes time to analyze the result of drug tests. There have been multiple instances in the UFC fighters winning a bout only to have the result later ruled no contest once the UFC's anti-doping partners, let's see your boxing. In these cases, blah, 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 blah. God. Ridiculous no contest boxing MSA. I gotta look it up. I'm not gonna look it up during the show. But it can't be overturned because of a drug situation. It's always an investigation afterwards. I do see what you're saying with the no contest for 4 rounds for headbutt, but it can also be deemed that if something illegal we're partaking with, this is what's going on right now. Hold on 1 second. Sequiz says it's all bad for Dev going anywhere past 140. I mean, he needs to get a real trainer. All fights ahead of him will look the same at a top level. I agree.
From now on, everybody gonna say everybody Devin Haney fault was on the juice when they bust his pack. He might as well just chill, bro. Listen, if Sandor busts his pack, listen, he's not a 140-pound fighter. He's 135 pounds. He's 135. He's 130-pound fighter.
Gets cooked at 135. I don't think he can take the weight no more. I don't think
that's what I'm saying. He's a 30-pound fighter.
I think what's going to hurt him more is now that Ryan's putting more emphasis on the fact that he does show up 10, 15 pounds over what he's supposed to. I think he's going to hurt him more. I think he needs to just drop it, and because he's not going back down to 135. He's not. He's just not. He's going to be defending at 140. He's talked about going to 147. I think that all leads to the fact that he cannot make that weight anymore. It's just not a weight that makes sense for him anymore. So, to me, I'm with you. I don't think he's going to be successful at 140 or 147, and he doesn't have the what the hell? He doesn't have the juice anymore to just pick and choose who he wants to fight.
He never had it. He never had that.
He was gaining momentum. He
never had no juice, bro. He was picking and choosing little fighters.
Was saying how great he was before this Ryan fight. There was
listen, though. You're talking to listen, bro. Do you know who I am? Just tell me what I used to do.
I used to be a freestyle battler.
Yeah. So when I talk to other battlers, if I see you not nice, I'm gonna just say you're not nice because I battle. Devin Haney.
I don't know what the hell just happened to him. It's all bad. Listen, I'm with you. It definitely is all bad for him moving forward. My kids are starting to go crazy. I'm going to drop it at that. This is your boy Norbs, and we'll be back tomorrow.